Hello, everyone. Welcome to this chat on AI and what the future, I believe, and what I've received is going to look like in these next 4 years leading up to 2030. So grab a cup of tea with me, sit down, get comfortable. Welcome into the space. So it's a very interesting time right now that we find ourselves in. We are getting inundated, overrun, overwhelmed with the level of AI infiltration that's happened, particularly in the last 20, 150 days coming into the early spring months of this year. And we have seen it just absolutely catapult into a whole nother dimension in the last 2 months or so. It feels like it's kind of just taking over every bit of space. There's a lot of energy to work through with that while the level of light that's coming onto the planet at the same time. So you have the frequencies, this ancient frequency that's returning back to the earth, and simultaneously there is a dark frequency that we are constantly combating that's going into our body, that's going into our nervous system, that's wreaking a lot of havoc. And that AI transhumanism timeline distortion that is butting heads like two bulls ramming together. It is a true battle between the light and the darkness. And as many of you know, the transhumanism 2030 WEF World Economic Forum agenda is looks very loud in the field. So here's what I have received, and here's what the questions that I pose to you. Right now, there are many people who are really excited about what AI is bringing to the world and all the things that it's bringing to their business. And so there are aspects of this that are true, right? AI is a tool. It's not to be pedestalized and it's not to be put up as our God. AI is a tool. That's it. It can help our business. It can optimize our business. It can help refund an hour, hour and a half per day. That's great. I can't argue that. And maybe the reason why people are so excited about it is because we have created a world where every single hour, every minute, every second counts because the world is so fast paced. Being in this artificial matrix with so many false overlays of how we perceive this reality to be. Living in the big cities, driving on the freeways, punching a clock, needing to pay taxes, property taxes. The list goes on and on and on of all the things that we think life should look like. When maybe, as in my opinion, as we get to 2029 and particularly 2030, and we start to see some of these darker artificial intelligence transhumanism timelines really start to collapse and dissolve, maybe the world that's going to be getting created in the next 10 years, maybe we in this moment we think we really need all these AI tools to move forward. I'm not saying they're not going to play any role in the evolution of humanity. Everything has its role because the world we are creating is connected to the earth. It's connected to the waters. It's connected to the soil. There's this more feminine ease and flow and community and nurturing energy and play that is beginning to infiltrate all of life. And so the question I pose is, do we desperately need AI to make every single second, every moment count? As what I have come to know is that things are going to move faster and faster than they ever have every single week, every month moving forward into 2026 and continuing to move through 2027. Maybe we don't need these tools as much as we think as a level of abundance gets unlocked within humanity and this transfer of wealth goes back into the hands of people who are led by God, people living from their heart, and people who wake up every day to make an impact on this planet for the betterment of humanity. The invitation I give more than anything is to get wildly curious and yourself use discernment on what rings true for you. Don't just believe me. Don't believe just anyone out there. Use your own discernment. Tune into your own body, your own intuition, and see if that rings true. And that's what I always invite everyone to do, is use your own discernment. And I'm not saying don't use AI. I'm saying right now AI is everywhere. There's nothing wrong with using it. If we're going to use it for something like write me up a contract, this takes no creativity at all. If we're going to say, hey, ChatGPT, write me a book on spirituality, write all my emails, write all my posts, this is taking away the soul signature, the soul frequency of what we are, who we are, the message that God is moving through us that is so unique and one of a kind. And so that is where it can get really hairy. And I already see many conscious creators creating AI chatbots. Hey, talk to Sarah AI, talk to Nicole AI, talk to Jessica AI. I'm sorry, but this is so out of integrity. If we, the people who are leading the torch into a new world, if we know that we need to create and how important human connection is, then how would one think that having a chatbot in their community is a great idea? In my opinion, it's not. And if you're in a community like that, my invitation to you is, why are you in there? Run. These people who are creating chatbots for their community are shooting themselves in the foot. This is where the line is drawn for me. Creativity, tapping into our divinity, our creation, our brilliance, our genius. And if you're going to put out a book written by ChatGPT or Claude, my God, where is your integrity? That's written by a robot, not you. And so to put our name on that is literally just a lie. And this is where it starts to get dangerous. Using it as a tool, and in my personal opinion, and what I've come to is that maybe we do not need it as we come into this new earth, this new world. And I shared this post literally today on my Instagram, something that my guru's mother shared with me that I've shared for only the first time, literally just this morning. And when I was with her in the mountains of South India, one of the most special times of my entire life, a time I'll never forget, the 3 conversations I had with her that were about 2.5, 3 hours. And on the second conversation, she looked me dead in the eye and she leaned in, word for word. She said, the angels say, year 2032, we will live in a world of peace. And I know for some of you, that might seem way out there, impossible, no way. But I just want to remind you where we were in 2020 and where we find ourselves now in 2026 and how fast things have happened, times that by 3 moving forward of how fast things are going to move. So if that is true, I truly believe one could consider this the end times, the prophetic times, the times that all the prophecies predicted where it would be the end of an old world, the end of a reign that was ran by psychopaths and a satanic death cult, I believe is coming to an end. And so this is where the AI can blend into, all right, how should we use it? Should we be using it? Do I just want to just go run away from it and not touch it at all? I was that person at one point. I will admit, I was that person. I was like, I'm never going to use it. I'm not touching it. I don't want to learn it. I don't want to ask it questions. And then I said, okay, maybe there is a form of AI that can be used intentionally by conscious humans, because everything has polarity, you guys. That's what we need to understand. Using a technology with people who are leading from the heart and understanding the detriment that it can do when it's used by people who want to enslave and control is dangerous. Very, very, very dangerous. And make no mistake about it, artificial intelligence, transhumanism is the largest threat to our planet's ascension, hands down. But can we use it intentionally to continue to move forward in this moment, in this present now moment, with where we're at, with the busy world we're in, with paying our bills, with paying electricity and paying for water and going to the grocery store and a package of hummus being $13. It's crazy times, you guys, that we're living in. I constantly hear the Gen Z generation making videos on YouTube and on TikTok saying how they can't even afford, they want to do all these things. They can't even afford it. They can't even afford life. And I can imagine and feel the frustration that they're living being a 22-year-old, 23-year-old, just trying to figure out even how to pay rent in Los Angeles or New York or something like that, or London. So, more than anything, as we continue to unify with God, as we merge with the higher heart, as we come deeper into God, into our intuition, into knowing, into reclaiming heaven on earth, we're the gatekeepers. We're the ones that are bringing the torch forward. So we will decide and morph what role AI will play as we embark in this new epic journey that we're on right now. And the most pivotal times yet, without a doubt. What happens in the next 36 months will pave the path for what happens for decades and even hundreds, thousands of years. I cannot describe in word what an important time this truly is that we're living in, and that we're gifted and blessed to be able to live in and get to serve humanity and play a role in this epic journey. So I really do believe that we will start to see a collapse of a lot of the darker timelines that are floating around in the peripheral, particularly when we start to move into 2029. I think we're going to start to really see a lot of these things, the data centers, a lot of the really dark control, a lot of the AI robots, of people and just saying no. So aligned action is happening in the physical and in the metaphysical on a consciousness scale. There's just so much light, so much embodiment, so much organic God wisdom that's continuing to flood the earth that the AI, in my opinion, never stood a chance. So in the last week, I'm feeling pretty fired up with where we're at, and just the new beginnings that have happened, just of how potent the month of July was. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So you guys, don't get disheartened. Do not fear. Do not get discouraged. Be willing to take up big space moving forward and own that about yourself. Own that God designed you in this way. And that where you're at right now, this is just the beginning of what we're here to do in the lives, the souls that we're here to touch as we continue to move forward. So we're the best is yet to come. That is for sure. And if we can continue to tap into that excitement and the deeper knowing that, I think even those who have been awake for 20, 30, 40 years, 50 years even, I don't think they could have ever comprehended that we'd be here in this year of 2026. And I say that like in the best possible way, with how much deep work we have done, how many deaths and rebirths, how many redefinements, how many slaying of old inversions and spells that were put upon us. It's like, whew, we're doing the damn thing. So I'll stop there. I don't want to go on too long. That's my quick take on AI, and I really hope that can provide some deep insight and some clarity, and hopefully that really lands. That's just what I've gotten. That's where I feel some of the timelines are really going to start to collapse, when we start to get about 3.5, 4 years from now. I really feel we're going to be looking out into the field and just being like, oh my God, all the shit that they were trying on us, it's not happening. It's not going to work. Like, we're actually witnessing the manifestation of us reclaiming this planet's sovereignty once again. So anyway, you all, thank you for joining me in this chat, and subscribe to this channel if you enjoyed this chat. Many more to come, and sending so much love from my heart to yours. Let's go, New Earth.